This is the most evil woman in Thailand. Her name is Am. She is 36, seemingly ordinary. But behind her friendly smile and petite figure lies a web of lies, scams, and deaths. You see, Am has a chronic online gambling addiction and mountains of debt. To feed her habit, she will do anything, and I mean anything, including betraying those closest to her, friends, a lover whose child she was carrying, even 2 senior Thai police officers. No one escaped her. Over the course of 8 years, in 8 different Thai provinces, Am has been linked to at least 14 deaths, and the number keeps climbing. According to top Thai police, this case isn't just historic, it's one of the most shocking in Thailand's modern history. Her victims didn't scream, didn't fight, they simply collapsed. Officials wrote them off as heart attacks or sudden illness. No one suspected a killer was behind it, until one woman lived to tell the story, and a relentless family friend refused to let the truth stay buried.
เพื่อนชื่อแอมเท่านั้นแล้วพี่ตกโป๊ะเลย
ทำไมมึงต้องโกหกกูทำไมแล้วคือนะตอนนั้นคิดเลยนะว่าฆ่าน้องกูทำไม
Am cyanide has been officially recognized as the worst serial killer in Thailand's history. But every monster has an origin. To truly understand Am's mindset, we must travel back to where it all started, with her first known victim. This is Sai. Back in 2015, her case marked the beginning of a series of events by the suspect. Sai, 37, was a kind-hearted woman. She was a close friend of Am. They had known each other for many years, since they were in school. Am rented a room in Bangkok next to Sai, and they often talked with each other and were also business partners. Sai and Am co-owned a shop in a Buddhist temple. Am was reportedly in debt to Sai for over 100,000 baht, or about $3,000. Sai trusted her and allowed Am to keep a key to her room when Sai lived aboard with her foreign husband in America. It was alleged that Am contacted Sai to return to Thailand for an emergency. Believing in Am, who was a close friend, Sai flew immediately to Thailand. Sai called her mother that day, casually mentioning that Am would be picking her up from the airport. That was the last time her mother heard her voice. Sai was found unresponsive in her Bangkok condo. The cause of death was listed as heart and respiratory failure. Her case was quickly closed. No foul play, no investigation. But something was off. After Sai's death, her belongings mysteriously vanished. A gold-framed Buddha image, her necklace, even her condo key. Am had access to her property. But what happened next raised even more eyebrows. Am allegedly sold Sai's condo for 3.5 million baht, around 100,000 USD, a bargain, some would say, but only because Am insisted the buyer pay in cash. Even more unusual, Am never showed up to Sai's funeral. No flowers, no condolences, nothing. No one suspected anything. 8 years passed, no charges, no justice. But in 2023, what began with a sacred act of karma would expose everything. It started with what looked like a traditional Thai ritual. 2 friends arriving at a riverbank in Ratchaburi province, west of Bangkok. Their plan: release live fish into the water, a Thai Buddhist tradition meant to earn good karma. But on that April day in 2023, there would be no blessings, no peace, no good karma, and for one woman, no tomorrow. Her name was Koi, just 33 years old. CCTV captured the moment. Koi, in the passenger seat, and her friend, someone in a mask who was driving, pulled up beside the Mae Klong River. Both stepped out, Koi holding a bag of fish in one hand, her phone in the other. She walks ahead toward the river. As Koi walks toward the stairs down to the river, the masked woman crosses the street, glancing over her shoulder. Watching, waiting. She chats with someone nearby. Minutes pass. Then she walks back to the car. To Koi's family, this wasn't just odd, it was alarming. Who was that woman wearing the face mask? They came together to do a ritual together. So why didn't she follow Koi? Why did she walk away? Koi bends down to release the fish, an act meant to bring peace and good karma. But within moments of letting them go, her body gives out. She collapses to the ground, motionless. And the masked woman? She went down the stairs and saw her friend lying there. Does she rush to help? Call for an ambulance? No. She turns, walks back to her car, and drives away, calm, cold, unbothered. Koi's designer handbag, gone. Her 2 phones gone. 50,000 baht in cash, gone. It wasn't the masked woman who rushed to Koi's side, it was bystanders. They called emergency services, but by the time help arrived, it was too late. Desperate for answers, her family called Am. At first, she denied everything, claimed she was out of town, said she had no idea what happened to Koi. But Koi's mother knew something wasn't right. Her daughter was healthy, young. She didn't just drop dead from a heart attack. So a close family friend named Rapey stepped in. At the mother's request, he began his own investigation, starting with a simple question. Where was Koi's car? He posted online, asked around, and with help from the public, he found it. More importantly, he found evidence. CCTV footage, a clue that would blow this case wide open. It showed Koi parking her car outside a home. Moments later, she stepped into a car. But whose car was it? Shortly after, they were spotted next to the river. That was the moment it clicked. Rapey had traced one of Koi's last known locations to a quiet neighborhood. CCTV footage showed her parking her car right in front of a house. Then, stepping into another car, and that car belonged to Am. But here's where it gets stranger. The house where Koi parked her car, it belonged to a female police officer. And that officer knew Am personally. Why? Because she also knew Am's ex-husband, Police Lieutenant Colonel Vitoon, a local high-ranking police officer himself. And it wouldn't be the last time his name came up in this investigation. More on Vitoon's involvement later. That connection raised every red flag possible. How deep did this go? Who else knew? Who else was involved? Rapey couldn't stop now. He started digging into Am's history. What he uncovered didn't just point to one suspicious death. It pointed to many, a growing list, a trail of bodies. And suddenly, Koi wasn't the beginning. She was the turning point. Rapey called Am and confronted her. Told her she had been seen with Koi that day. You weren't out of town. You were there when she died. Cornered by the truth, Am's story changed. She shifted from denial to deflection. Yes, she said, I was with Koi, but she went to see a man. And the designer handbag, the 2 phones, Koi's belongings? Am claimed she threw them away. But why? Koi's family wasn't buying it. Koi's death made no sense. A healthy, kind young woman, gone in minutes. And Am just left her there. Then said she was not in town, but she was one of the last people who saw Koi alive. Koi's family demanded answers. They pushed for more tests. And what the autopsy revealed changed everything. Cyanide. Traces were found in Koi's body. This wasn't natural. This wasn't an accident. This was intentional. But what makes cyanide so deadly? Cyanide is one of the deadliest poisons in the world. And what makes it even scarier? It's colorless and odorless. You can't see it, you can't smell it, and you won't even know it's there, in your drink, your food, until it's too late. Once it enters the body, it stops your cells from using oxygen, even if you're breathing just fine. Your organs are starved of oxygen. Victims may feel dizzy, have trouble breathing, or collapse within minutes. That's exactly what investigators found. A bag connected to Am contained the very toxin that ended Koi's life. 10 days after Koi's passing, police arrested Am. And when the news broke, it was like a dam bursting. The headline was all over Thailand. One family came forward, then another and another, all with the same story. A loved one, a sudden collapse, borrow money, underground lottery, pawning a car, and one name in common, Am. The Thai media dubbed her Am Cyanide.
ของแอมไซยาไนด์กัน
แอมไซยาไนด์นะ
ขวัญแอมไซยาไนด์
แอมไซยาไนด์นะ
But not everyone died. Pla, 36, was walking beside Am, someone she thought was a friend. Suddenly, tightness in her chest, numbness in her hands. She couldn't breathe. She'd just taken medicine from Am. She collapsed. But this time, someone stepped in. Help came fast, just fast enough. She lived. Only known survivor of cyanide killer speaks out. Investigators discovered Am owed Pla 250,000 baht, or about 7,000 USD, another financial pattern, in a growing web of money and deception. But this web was not just Am. Because when they looked closer, they realized Am wasn't working alone. Remember Am's ex-husband, Police Lieutenant Colonel Vitoon, still close to Am, even though they divorced. In March 2023, just weeks before Khoi's collapse, a man named Tay passed away under mysterious circumstances. Tay wasn't just another name. He was Am's new boyfriend after she divorced Police Lieutenant Colonel Vitoon. What raised eyebrows wasn't just his sudden passing, it was what happened next. They met just months earlier through an online dating app, and just 1 month before the death of Khoi, Tay arrived at the gas station. He walked into the men's restroom, choosing the last stall on the right. Moments later, loud sounds from the last stall. He collapsed on the floor, breathing heavily. A cleaning lady was tidying up nearby. Concerned by the noises, she knocked on the stall and received no response. Looking through the gap beneath the door, she saw Tay collapsed on the floor. She quickly unlocked the door and found him unconscious. The lady rushed out, calling for help. Am was waiting outside. Together with a gas station attendant, they moved Tay out of the stall. Now Tay was going in and out of consciousness. The cleaning lady was a former hospital housekeeper, sensed something was wrong. She asked if he had eaten something unusual. Tay responded that he took a medicine that Am gave him before his condition worsened. Am remained silent. When the emergency team arrived, they found Tay lying on his back, unconscious, drenched in sweat. They provided first aid, and he was transported to the local hospital. At the hospital, Am reportedly refused medical treatment for Tay and took Tay home with her. Tragically, later that day, Tay passed away. It was Am who called the police, calmly stating she was his girlfriend and that she was pregnant with his child. The death certificate stated irregular heartbeat as the cause. Friends suspected that Am gave more cyanide to Thai once they came back home from the hospital. Later that day, after her lover was pronounced dead. What did Am do that same evening? That's her, wearing the same dress. That's how the investigator confirmed it was the same day Tay was unalive. She was out celebrating her birthday. Just 6 days later, before Tay could even be buried, Am sold his gold bracelet and necklace. You can see her here, wearing Tay's gold necklace shortly after she called for emergency services. She sold both items for a total of about $4,500 US. Investigators later uncovered the receipts after Khoi's story blew up. Next, his car didn't stay put. It was transported across provinces, straight to a pawn shop. And who allegedly transported Tay's car after his passing? Vitoon. This shows Am at the pawn shop. And the man with her is Vitoon. The white car belonged to Tay. Then came Thanicha, Am's lawyer. She wasn't just representing Am in court. She was charged with helping hide evidence tied to Khoi's death. Tay's family believed Am's story because she was pregnant with his child, and yet, even while carrying his unborn child, she may have watched him pass away. Just business, as usual. Tay wasn't safe, not even the father of her unborn child. And soon, it became clear, no one was. because even 2 senior police officers weren't spared. Am wasn't just connected to law enforcement, she lived among them. Her ex-husband was a high-ranking local police officer, raising 2 children and known and trusted in their ranks. Maybe too trusted, because even fellow officers weren't safe. Nui had known Am since their school days. On the day of her death, Nui was driving. Then, a crash. The cause was listed as heart failure. But here's what makes it strange. Nui had told her father earlier that day she was going to buy gold with Am. Nui never came back. As for Pooh, just a day before her death, she withdrew 110,000 baht from the bank, nearly $3,000. The next morning, she casually told her mother she was meeting Am. That was the last time anyone saw her alive. CCTV footage shows Am was standing right beside Pooh when she collapsed, emotionless, watching, and the 110,000 baht gone, along with another 10,000 baht in cash. Both deaths were written off as sudden heart failure until Koi's case cracked everything open. Their autopsies were revisited. This time, pathologists found cyanide, the same toxin found in Koi's body. But for one grieving mother, the horror brought something else. Koi's mother speaks with tears. She said, "I lost my daughter, and I did not want it to be this way, but Koi helped other victims. If we hadn't spoken up, if we didn't push for answers, how many more would she have killed?"
เพราะแอมเนี่ยคนที่ตายที่
Am got loans from them. Am owed them. When she didn't have money to pay them back, she started to kill.
The mother's pain, unbearable. Her courage, unforgettable. Her daughter's death didn't just end a life. Because of Koi, because of her mother, because of Rapey, it exposed a monster. But among the grief and arrests, another question appeared. Could this have been stopped sooner? A renowned forensic expert pointed, Thailand lacks a dedicated coroner's office, one responsible for investigating sudden and suspicious deaths. In his view, if such a system had been in place, as seen in many Western countries, Am's cyanide trail might have been detected much earlier, and lives might have been saved. In June 2024, the Thai police forwarded over 75 charges against Am, with 2 to 3 more cases still pending. In November 2024, Am was found guilty of unaliving Koi in the first of 14 trials and was sentenced to death. Meanwhile, her ex-husband Vitun was fired from the force and was sentenced to 1 year and 4 months in prison for evidence tampering. Am's lawyer pleaded not guilty. She was accused of urging Vitun to destroy evidence linking his ex-wife to Koi's case. She was sentenced to 2 years in prison. The court ordered a 2.4 million baht, or about $70,000, in compensation to the victim's family. The top Thai police officer told the reporters that a forensic examination of her bank account showed 78 million baht, or about $2.2 million, had been processed through her accounts and were made over to illegal online gambling websites. Thai police and investigators interviewed more than 900 witnesses and examined 26,500 documents during the 3-month document collection period. She began as a friend, a lover, a trusted face, and now awaits the start of 14 more trials, already dubbed the worst serial killer in Thailand's history.